I'm not interested. Ah, you'd like some wine from my cellar? I have it right here, in the back. Wonderful. Come with me. Yes, of course it's good. I have it right here in the back. Listen, you lack, we're not talking about this here. Come to the back with me, for Christ's sake. Where the hell is he? What a dolt. I give up. Use your head. You can never be sure no one will see you. Dress up as humans. It's obvious, isn't it? Everyone knows they're looting. If someone's robbed by humans, no one will investigate. A captain's. And 3 sets of them, on account of the helmets. No one will recognize you with them on. There's gangs of humans around Skelets. I've got a good idea where to find them from. Passers-by. A minute ago, you were full of yourself. And now, all of a sudden, you've lost your nerve. Scouts are deserters. Most likely the ones who are trying to skive off or take easy pickings. And even humans have to sleep. Just some talk about lost sheep and indecent wenches. Probably nothing to interest you. I don't really have anything specific right now, but I did hear about something interesting from one of your neighbours. I don't know his name, but he was about as old as you. He said his family owned the Scallots Tavern. He decided he wanted to go back home, see the damage and so on. And someone looted it right in front of his nose. So how did it go? Have you got anything or not? What about it? And you believed him? Oh, as you wish. You could have earned yourself a bit of coin. But if you're not up to the job, what do you mean it didn't work out? You useless twat! Get out of my sight and don't come back! This Adam said it was enough to fix a whole cottage. Or to go exploring the world. Maybe. But I don't have anything better. Why don't you find him and ask him and see where it leads you? He said he's going to Rattay, that he has some arrangements there. Then you'll have to ask someone, won't you? Bloody hell. Do you want me to hold your hand while you do it? Go, and ask him when you see him. Maybe you'll think of something. I'm glad to hear that. Fine. I just hope you know how you're going to share those coins. You moron! I said no killing. It's bad for business. It's a sin. Who said anything about stealing? We just took something from a thief that wasn't his. That's justice. Here's your share. Now get out. He didn't have anything? That's ridiculous. He had to have at least a heap of groschen. Maybe. If it was the right man. Are you sure you didn't steal from the wrong person? Depends on the type of thrashing you gave him, doesn't it? It doesn't matter. Let's leave it be. You can take those groschen and stick them you know where. Not here. Wait till I'm in the tap room. And did you find out anything useful? No one tried to sell me a kettle, but that cross had a red stone and string, right? Of course not. Someone offered to sell it to me, but the whole thing seemed shady, so I told him I didn't want it. Yes. If he cursed me, then he did it under his breath. Nothing. He wanted something to eat and drink, and then left. I don't know his name, just said he's a charcoal burner. He's from Rovna, and only shows up here occasionally. Stop talking, right now. Watch how you speak to me, boy. I haven't seen you do anything yet, so you keep your comments to yourself. If it weren't for those 2 cretins, I wouldn't even talk to you. I have got a reputation for being reliable, and being able to arrange certain things. Well, I don't know everything. Just that the charcoal burner is called Tonchek, and he's from Rovna. But as for where exactly, I can't help you. I never went there, and I didn't ask. So I'm the one who lied. Is that what you're saying? Come on. It's not like I got you into any trouble. What's it to you what I buy and what I don't? None of your business, and you won't be seeing a groschen of the profit. That's because you are one. Now get out and stop bothering me. You would? Well, if the price is right, how much are you offering? So, Fritz sent you, did he? Look, lad, I'm fond of Fritz. I knew his old ma, but Matthew, he's insane. Robbing people. And you think his lordship won't mind? Have you any idea the kind of shit you can get into? I don't believe you're up to it. That would be a good start. It's still too risky. We'll see if you're up to it. You'll need a disguise. So, there'd be a share in it for me? Hey, Coin's not much use to a hanged man. You've got balls, all right. Having balls isn't enough. Come with me. That's over and done with. They ran away into the forest. The sheep. Well, it certainly isn't Christian. But the thing is, they were hiding money in that cellar of theirs. That bollocks with the quarry? What the hell is he thinking? No, it's too big and too much in plain sight. If the slightest thing went wrong, they'd all be fucked. And me and you too, mind, if we had anything to do with it. No, it ain't worth the risk. Why take that chance? For the love of God, it's not my fault Matthew's useless. That's his problem. And those two fools see how many soldiers there are. With any luck, they'll give up on the idea. Aye, well, then they'll be in for a very tough time of it. You need to tell the commander of the Talmberg garrison that a robbery is in the making. Have him send his best men. I know. But look at what they're trying to do, for Christ's sake. Those quarrymen are honest folk who never did nothing to no one. If I tell you what I think, you just go and blab it to all your cronies. No, do what you like and leave me out of it. Are they... My door's always open for you, Hal. You'll pay for nothing. Meals and lodging, all on me. But be careful. We should lay low for a while. I'm sorry to hear that. I know I can be a cold-hearted bastard, but believe me, this isn't how I wanted it to end. As it happens, I was just going to tell you about a job. Now and again, the fisherman from Talmberg comes around here with some game to sell. There's more and more poaching going on there, and they're always looking for new people, if you're interested. Aye, we have dice games happening most nights. No? I've no idea what you're talking about. Don't you have ears, boy? I told you, there's no game here. Ah, so you're not completely useless. Lucas will be happy to see what handy people I'm sending him. Now then, poacher's not a very nice word. I'll call him more a man who knows a good opportunity when he sees one. He lives on the hill to the north of the castle, in a small hut. If you're planning to talk to him, make sure you tell him I sent you. I'm the one who should thank you. I'm looking forward to putting my lips to the old love of mine. All right. Then find a fellow in Talmberg who goes by the name of Black Lukesh. I think he lives on the hill above the castle. And tell him I sent you. As you wish. Come back if you change your mind. There isn't. Only their chief is, well, not an easy man to get on with. He's a strange one for a poacher. He's got ideas, and not just about how to make coin. But you'll see for yourself soon enough. Oh, you do you? And how's that? I hate to tell tales on anyone. I could end up getting burned myself, literally. What? No, there's a perfectly simple explanation for that. I think I'm catching your drift. No offence, but there's a whiff of trouble about you. You know what? I'll just pretend you were never here, and you go on your way. But before I tell you anything, I'll have to put you to the test. You know, I can't send every Tom, Dick and Harry to my friends. At the stud farm near here, there's a stable hand by the name of Jacob. Bastard got lucky at dice and won my favourite tankard off me. If you'd stop interrupting, you might find out. Anyway, he's so full of himself, he doesn't want to give it back, not even for money. But he's very fond of archery, and I don't need to add he likes to make bets. That you're not completely useless. That's right. So, get going. I'm thirsty, and I'll always tasted better out of my trusty old tankard. Even so, I don't rightly understand what you're on about. Ah, you should have said right away you're in the trade. Get your ass out of here. I'm in no mood to listen to threats in my own tavern. Of course, now I think of it, there's nothing wrong with showing a pilgrim on his way. That's what I'm here for, after all. You came to me, and you did the right thing. Mostly just woodcutters. A beggarly lot they are too, always wanting to buy now and pay later. Having a pot to piss in until they make a sell. Then they act like they own the fucking place. They're even worse. They're rabble, the lot of them. Oh, once in a blue moon, one or two of them comes here from the north. I reckon they usually go to some closer tavern. They only come here when they're not welcome there. Oh, you know how it is with charcoal kilns. If there's a path in the woods near the water, they won't be far away. That's all. Aren't you going to have a drink? Are you having me on? After the trouble you caused me? I want nothing from you. I could send a stable boy for that. I'm talking about game. Of course, I'd pay you well for anything you bring me. Even more if it's something in particular I want. And if you help me out here and there, I'll teach you something useful in return. Fresh meat. Certainly. I'm expecting a travelling merchant who loves venison from roe deer. I'll be mighty grateful if you brought me some fresh stuff. I've run out of boar meat. It's a nuisance. Folk come here from far and wide for my boar goulash. If you could bring me some, I'd make it worth your while. Indeed, I was going to do hare in cream sauce. I've got everything I need, except the hare. This? I said fresh. This stinks to high heaven. Great. Nothing like the aroma of fresh game. Here you are. You've earned your groschen. And as I promised, I'll teach you something. I expected more from you. She disappeared yesterday and hasn't been back since. I heard her former husband was found dead at home with his balls chopped off and his wife strangled and her eyes scratched out. And the house ransacked and robbed. They say it looks like a butcher's yard there. No one can say for sure if the old bitch had anything to do with it. But I'll wager the shirt on my back you won't be seeing her around here again. What? Everything? What are you playing at? Forget it. This is a silver cross, not some stick whittled by a villager. All right, that should cover my costs and efforts. Are you mad? I got the best in the province, and no one to tell me what to do. Why on earth would I change that? Not a chance. Find someone else. Why are you still bothering me? I told you, I'm not going to tell you anything. What about him? Maybe, but he ain't here now. No, I can't. He's a guest. And if I went mouthing off to anyone who came by about who was here and what they were doing, it wouldn't do my reputation much good. A cheeky-looking stripling. Well, I don't like to snitch on my guests. It ain't good for business. Since it's you, I'll make an exception. Nothing escapes me, lad. He's that mercenary who's been patrolling these parts of late. Depends how much something we're talking about. I'm glad we understand each other. All right. Since it's Sir Radzig's affairs we're talking about, naturally my guest's privacy has to take second place. After all, I wouldn't dream of giving offence to his lordship. Besides which, I don't believe a word of your story. Anyone could come here telling tales like that. I'll have you know, only a very select class of folk comes here. My good name is safe in these parts. Well, I was going to throw him out on his ear at first. He strolls in here like some lord, ordering people around. He's nothing but a snot-nosed brat. He stayed here a couple of days. Yesterday evening he was boozing here, and then went off to the woods with some wench. But then he showed me the weight of his person. Well, business is business. Someone said they saw them heading south across the meadow. There's pine woods there and cliffs, and that's where they went. The girl's father was here with her, a merchant. As soon as he noticed she was gone, he went off to look for her. You might meet him. Eh? I'd never do that. Not me. Ha! So the dreaded mercenary Kuno of Rickwald sent you? I'll tell you what. Maybe you can make a groschen or two entertaining my guests with tall tales. Kuno of Rickwald. All right, I'll tell you. That's not something. That's next to nothing. You won't persuade me with that. Oh. Is that it? It's a bit... They just don't look much like a cumin to me. Miramir's described them many times. He's a regular in my tavern. He works as a caravan guard, and he knows what he's talking about. He's been eye to eye with a cumin, and he's lived to tell the tale. You can ask him yourself. Take that ridiculous thing off before anyone sees you, eh? Ready? Great. Now put it on. It's perfect. If I met you at night, I'd shit myself. Yep, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Oi, Henry.